Two families live on the same street. 5 years ago, one of those families was struggling to make ends meet. Every dollar had a purpose. Every purchase required a conversation. Vacations were rare. Eating out was considered a luxury. Life wasn't easy, but somehow they managed. Today, that same family earns almost twice as much money as they did back then. They have a bigger house, newer cars, better phones, more subscriptions, more comforts, more conveniences. From the outside, they appear successful. But behind closed doors, something completely different is happening. Their credit card balances keep growing. Their savings account is nearly empty. Every month feels like a race against the clock. And despite earning more money than ever before, they constantly feel stressed about finances. How is that possible? How can families earn significantly more income yet feel like they're falling further behind? The answer is a financial trap that millions of Americans quietly fall into every year. Let me tell you the story of David and Sarah. 5 years ago, David worked as a warehouse supervisor, while Sarah worked part-time. Their income wasn't impressive, but they had learned how to survive on what they earned. They cooked at home. They budgeted carefully. They postponed unnecessary purchases. When something broke, they fixed it instead of replacing it. Money was tight, but they were in control. Then everything changed. David received a promotion. A year later, Sarah accepted a full-time position. Suddenly, their household income began rising faster than they had ever imagined. At first, it felt incredible. They celebrated their success. After years of sacrifice, they felt they finally deserved to enjoy life. And they were right. The problem wasn't enjoying life. The problem was what happened next. The old car suddenly didn't seem good enough. The small house started feeling cramped. The budget-friendly vacation didn't feel exciting anymore. So they upgraded, then they upgraded again. And then again, a larger mortgage, a newer SUV, premium streaming services, more restaurant meals, more online shopping, more monthly payments, more financial commitments. Every time their income increased, their lifestyle increased with it. At first, the changes seemed harmless. After all, they could afford it. Or at least they thought they could. What they didn't realize was that every upgrade created a new monthly obligation. And over time, those obligations quietly consumed nearly every extra dollar they earned. Then one day, something happened that changed everything. David walked into work expecting a normal day. Instead, he was called into a meeting. The company was restructuring. Positions were being eliminated. His job was gone. Just like that. One conversation, one decision, and the paycheck they depended on disappeared. At first, they weren't worried. After all, they earned more money than ever before. Surely they would be okay. Then they opened their bank account. Reality hit harder than they expected. Their emergency savings could barely cover a few weeks. Their mortgage payment was due. Their car payments were due. Credit card bills were due. Insurance payments were due. Everything they owned suddenly felt less like a reward and more like a burden. For the first time, they understood something that many people learn too late. A high income does not automatically create financial security. You can earn a lot of money and still be financially vulnerable. Because true financial security isn't determined by how much money comes in. It's determined by how much money stays. And that's where many families struggle today. Over the past several years, incomes have increased for many households, but so have housing costs, insurance costs, healthcare costs, food costs, transportation costs, subscription costs, and countless other expenses that quietly drain income month after month. Many people respond by earning more. The problem is that as income rises, spending often rises right alongside it. The result is a cycle where families make more money but never feel wealthier. They live in nicer homes but carry more debt. They drive newer vehicles but have less savings. They earn higher salaries but experience more stress. And eventually, they begin wondering why they still feel broke. The answer is simple. They improved their lifestyle but neglected their financial foundation. Fortunately, David and Sarah decided to change course. Instead of focusing on looking successful, they started focusing on becoming secure. When David found another job, they made a decision. Before upgrading anything else, they would strengthen their finances. They built an emergency fund. They reduced unnecessary expenses. They paid down debt. They invested consistently. Most importantly, they stopped allowing every raise to become an excuse for more spending. They created a simple rule. Every time their income increased, a portion would automatically go toward their future before it went toward their lifestyle. The results didn't happen overnight, but over time, something incredible happened. The financial stress that had followed them for years began to disappear. Not because they suddenly became rich, not because they earned dramatically more money, but because they finally gained control over the money they already had. And that's the lesson more families need to hear. If you're earning more today than you did a few years ago, but still feel financially stressed, you're not failing. You're facing a challenge that millions of people face. The solution isn't always another raise. Sometimes the solution is learning how to keep more of what you earn, because income can improve your lifestyle. But discipline builds wealth, and wealth creates freedom. The goal isn't to impress people with what you own. The goal is to create a life where unexpected problems don't become financial disasters. Because one day, a surprise expense, a job loss, a medical emergency, or an economic downturn may arrive without warning. And when that moment comes, your savings will matter more than your salary. Your financial habits will matter more than appearances. And the choices you make today will determine how prepared you are tomorrow. So if there's one lesson to remember from David and Sarah's story, it's this: making more money can improve your life, but keeping more of your money can change your future forever.